Hey, what's up? This is just gonna be a raw video, no editing, no whatever. But this is Roland. I'm finally back. It's been a little while, but hey, I'm back. And unfortunately, this is not a reaction or a review, per se. And I wish it was, because, this is definitely not the best video to come back on, but I just want to make a statement. I just want to be able to put something out there. Like, say I'm back and, give my opinion on something. But let's talk mega collabs, okay? Let's talk like particularly dubstep, EDM, like Rushdown, Disciple, those kind of guys. What's up with the mega collabs? I mean, obviously, I did one. If you haven't heard it, check it out. I'll link it in the description. It's called The Sopranos. It's with Shadow, Clusterfuck, Stains, Irie Arts, Void, and Bond. So it's pretty cool. It's on Goop House, and pretty good song. Good little self promo handle. I'm the cringiest fucking person in the world. God damn it, you fucking blood! But, anyways, mega collabs. They're here, they're gonna stay, but what's up with them? With many of these mega collabs, not to bash on anyone or anything, but there tends to be particular issues with all of these in general, and I'd just like to address those and maybe, provide a few, possible solutions to some of these, even if, given the nature and the culture of the mega collab is just naturally chaotic and, unsolvable for in some respects. But yeah, let's just talk about the issues in mega collabs and what's going on. So, for starters, with a lot of these mega collabs, I mean, this is to be expected, but there's definitely an issue with piecing things together, like, especially when you have many artists who have particularly different styles and, sounds, per se. Um, when you try to mash those together, there can be some issues with that. For instance, there could be a lot of, issues with trying to merge genres and trying to merge like completely different sounds, like something gritty and then like something spatial and like bleep bloopy and something melodic. There could be issues with that, and you know, obviously, like I said, to be expected. It's a mega collab. It's supposed to be chaotic since there's so many people doing so many things, and probably not often as much time as they'd want. But you know, it's just something that just tends to happen, and I understand it. Some artists, artists aren't really. How do I put this? Some artists aren't really. They haven't really grown up working with all of these different artists. They've usually been like maybe a collab with one person or two people, and then work on a bunch of solo stuff. But when it comes to a mega collab, it's definitely a new experience. And if it's not new, it's definitely an interesting experience and pretty chaotic, especially from my experience. But what, especially with like piecing all of these sounds together, like if I'll give you an example, the Omega Project, the boy Kestriel, or girl, I completely forgot your gender, or non-binary, fuck, I don't know. Uh, the Omega Project recently had their third Omega collab. It's a mega collab, but Omega collab to make it fitting. Actually pretty good branding. I like that. I can't even snap. I like that. There we go. Uh, their third mega collab, called Digital, and it has 39 artists. Will link this in the I will link this in the description because, I can't just talk about it and then not, link it because I like it. So, but there's definitely an issue with this in this song. Like, it's a really spectacular song. There's so many like really good, like, and really, essentially mind-blowing sounds on show here, but there's definitely an issue with piecing them all together. Like when we're talking about the intro, it's almost a 2 minute intro including the build up, and you know it's definitely all over the place, but it's very grandiose and it's showcasing all of the artist's sounds, and I feel that like that's a very great way to introduce this Mega Collab to people, you know? Especially if they haven't heard the first two. This is a great introduction. But this introduction is so long and elaborate and grandiose that the drop, for as good and as, you know, arguably heavy as it is, it still doesn't make up for it. Like, I'll play you a few bits of the intro, and then, like, this beginning of the drop. Do not give me an advertisement. No. I'm not at. Do not monetize me, please. I swear to God. But, like. We're still in the intro. This section is 1.5 minutes. Now, I'm gonna play the build, and then it's just gonna go straight into the drop, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I forgot that part was in there. So, very huge build. This sounds like it's gonna be heavy, right? See what I'm saying? It's definitely anticlimactic and just doesn't feel like it lives up to it. And it's not about drop whatsoever, but it definitely just feels like it wasn't pieced together right, and, you know, it could have been worked around better. And you can see this with the further drops and midsections to come in this song. For instance, the second half of this drop. This would be much more fitting in terms of heaviness for the actual initial drop of this first drop, but you know, it's definitely got like elements that make it a quality second half of a drop, which, you know, wouldn't really work as the start of the drop. It just feel like you're pulling a Murata with the whole flipper of the drop, you know, makes it a little different, but not bashing on him. Great guy. But then there's like, there's this, Meldub, then this, and more Meldub. Like, it's definitely chaotic, it's definitely all over the place, and that's definitely something that's very prevalent in this case. And, you know, it could be solved by, like, maybe trying to piece together artists that you know would work well for this, and would, like, actually all fit together nice, and then have some people who are great at transitioning, and maybe if it's multiple genres, you know, you just have them work on those transitions to make them smoother and not feel like, you know, it's just completely anticlimactic after such an amazing intro, or maybe two drops just don't feel like they work well together, you know what I'm saying? But that's definitely one of the two biggest issues with this. I will say also, with some of these, quality can be an issue, but that's only in particular cases, so I'm not going to really touch on that, because, you know, when it's obvious, it's obvious, and, you know, it's not really the whole group's fault for that. But the other issue, I will say, which is not as big of an issue, but is still a pretty prevalent issue, is the need for more. If we look at the second Omega project, Mega Collab, you'll see it's called Begging for More. I will also like this, but, you know, people were indeed begging for more. They wanted another. And I will say that, as far as I knew, and as far as I know, most of the artists who contributed to the previous one wanted to do another one. And, you know, being a part of the original Omega Games collab, or Omega Project collab, the Omega Games, I will link all three of these, because fuck. But when I did the Mega collab with the boys for Goop House, the Sopranos, one of the members, who I will throw under the bus, I do not feel this is an issue, and I do not feel that I'm calling you out for this, I'm just mentioning this, but, you know, you're totally fine, man. You're awesome. You're fucking amazing. Bond, he wanted to do another one, and I'm like, you know, I would be up for that. I think I'd be up for that, but it's just, there's a lot of stress that comes with it, especially for Goop House, which, if you don't know, every couple of months they do like a set Goop week where you have to make a tune in a week. And with 7 people, including myself, with a lot of different styles and ideas and genres and all that, it can be very chaotic. And a lot of these mega collabs do tend to have a time crunch. So, that is that. And there's nothing you can really do about it. You can't really extend due dates or whatever for that kind of stuff. But it's just the thing with doing more of them is that sometimes if you do too many, it can feel old. You've seen this. You guys have probably seen this many times with artist styles, just like sounding like they've done this over and over and over and over again. I bet a fair amount of you could say that with artists such as Infect or Chibs or Ominous, who tend to use the same sounds, in with different implemented differently into different songs, which I don't blame them for it. It's still unique. It's still their own stuff, and I fucking love it. But like, there's definitely some people that will crack on them for that, and it's understandable. But like, when a group does multiple, mega collabs, it feels like at some point when they reach a certain amount of mega collabs completed, it's almost like we can't do this anymore. Like, it's not worth making another one because the fans may be bored. They might want something different for a change. And, they had already begged for more, and now they don't want more. And in terms of the artists, it causes them, like I mentioned earlier, stress. And, it can just seem chaotic and, like, very, just, yeah, just very tough to get around. And those are some pretty deep issues with mega collabs, is that although they may be, remarkable and super cool and shit and a fucking awesome in my opinion, it's just, yeah, you can't always make them perfect. They can't always be executed perfectly. They can't always, be like, the progression of completing it may not always be perfect, and it will never be perfect. But, it's the best that it can get, and, I feel like as a dubstep community, with more mega collabs coming out and more groups being formed, uh, I feel like, we're kind of getting the hand of this. We're kind of figuring out what works for these kinds of songs with so many people and so many ideas and stuff. But yeah, I just felt like I wanted to touch on that because I didn't see anyone else talking about it, and I just felt I want to get back into the YouTube world, even though I was really busy. Just yesterday, I finished up all of my finals, and we're on a 4-day weekend. So whoop whoop, fuck that, bitch. I'm gonna drink air for that one. Yeah, you fucking bastard. But yeah, it's something I felt like I might as well touch on. Not bashing anyone, but it's just the way it is with mega collabs, and I feel like it needs to be acknowledged, and I feel like it needs to be taken into consideration for future mega collabs. You know, so yeah, this has been Volan. This is not Bond Volan. This has been Volan. Sorry, this has been Volan, and I will see you guys in the maybe next video. I don't know if I'm probably gonna make a review or something. I don't know. Just get the fuck out of here.